Hey, I'm Abby Swain, and my partner for this project was Anna Gates Lee, and we did the social justice badge, and we talked about racial discrimination specifically in the police force. And our audience, we were talking to the people in our class, and the point that we wanted to get by was that this issue was not just contributed to, police, not just contributed to minority groups. Everybody takes a part in this issue, and my dad being a police officer, I wanted to prove that I knew that, and Anna wanted to do the same thing because she wasn't biased towards it per se. I kind of was more biased considering what my dad does. And once I, kind of looked at, research and other things, I was more open to the fact that, police, there is a problem, and there needs to be better training or whatever to, solve this problem. The way that we presented our information was we set up a PowerPoint presentation, and we did a lot of student interaction because we wanted to get different opinions, which luckily we succeeded in that. We did get a lot of different opinions, and I was really happy about the outcome of the opinions that we got. And we kind of had two sides of the story. We had, police force, we had videos of, black people purposely targeting police, and then we had police purposely targeting black people. So to kind of show that we were not biased towards one side. We wanted to show both sides of the story, and that it is a problem in, just more than one, area. So, that's what we did. Mostly our evidence was we used videos because, the videos, when people see that, it's just so breathtaking. And I know doing the project, I got upset, watching some of the videos that I had to watch to, put in the PowerPoint, because it's really sad to see, how the world is today and this issue, and just how, innocent people are being shot because, of just for no reason, people reaching in their pockets to get their ID and they're being shot. There's no need for that. But on the other side, it was really hard for me to see the Dallas shootings, with all the cops being targeted and shot. And, that was hard for me too, because like I said, this hits home for me. My dad is a cop, and I just imagine, what if that was him, and it breaks my heart. But on the other side, there are bad cops, and they, deserve to be punished for the crimes that they have committed, and, they deserve justice. And I can understand the families being so angry at those cops for taking away their loved ones, because, I would want justice too. If someone shot my daddy, I would want them in jail, locked up. And so I could understand, why they're so angry that they're still able to practice being a police, when they've caused so much destruction and just hate on somebody else, and just, took the life of their loved one. So I could understand that viewpoint, and it doesn't make me mad when, people get upset and kind of talk about, police in that way. But I actually interviewed my dad, who is, the ALE supervisor, and he covers northeastern North Carolina, and, Greenville is in his region, so if you run into him, bless your heart. But, I got some feedback from that, and it was good to be able to see, from his perspective. But, I did get a lot of negative feedback because he is white, and a lot of my classmates wanted to see, from a black perspective, because, they feel like they would relate better to them, or whatever. I think that was probably my main contribution to the project, was his video. because, it did. I mean, I did get a lot of compliments on it, but, some people said, like, you should have gotten a minority group, which I understand that. Well, in our assignment, I would say our biggest habit of mine that we use was openness. I had to be open to other people's opinions, that were not exactly for cops. I had to be open to the fact that police brutality does exist, even though my dad is a cop and I don't want to believe that about that force. It does exist, and it is a problem that needs to be solved. And I feel that project made me just less angry about the topic because, I've been holding in all this anger, like, why is everybody always targeting, police and everything else? But now that I've actually, like, seen it, I've read about it, it does exist. And that doesn't mean that, I can't have that opinion, even though my dad is a cop, because it does exist, and it is a problem, and it does need to be solved. And I just don't know how I would feel, being that in that family, whose child was taken away or whatever, just for dumb reasons. But overall, this was a really good project. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the book, Just Mercy. It was a really good book, and that was like another way that I saw police brutality, discriminating against black people. They just so desperately wanted to put black people on the death row, mentally ill people, people that have just, made out to do a crime that they actually didn't commit. And, that was good, being able to read that book and see different cases, mostly the, murder case. But I can't remember his name, Watson. He was on the death row and he shouldn't have been. And when he got out, he was basically already so old and put in the facility for having Alzheimer's disease. So that was sad, and he thought he was in prison again, which was even more sad to read. But overall, I really enjoyed this, and it really did have an impact on how I feel about this. People just say that to get the grade, oh, well, I actually did learn a lot. I actually did have, my opinion did change throughout this. So I think everybody needs to do this habit of mind. This badge when they take this class, because it is really helpful, and it does show you so many different perspectives, and that there are a lot of problems in society, and that it's not just somebody. There's so many contributions to it. So